Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a classic British lunch or dinner meal. I'm going to show you how to make toad in the hole. Ribbit, ribbit. Couple of shout outs before we start, one for Leah Harfield, and that was requested by your boyfriend Jake, and also a PayPal donor Peter Jones. Much appreciated, thank you. So yeah, toad in the hole, Yorkshire pudding with sausages in it. It's incredible. It doesn't actually feature toads at all, or frogs anywhere in it. Although at one time, it wouldn't necessarily feature sausages. It would be any cheap meat that you could get, and the idea was just to make it go further. Because the Yorkshire pud fills you up and the meat's just a bonus. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the little ding dong icon so you get notification of all my videos. And yeah, you can give me money if you wish via PayPal or Patreon. So, toad in the hole with a fabulous onion gravy, dead easy, let's do it. Right, I'm going to start making the gravy first because we need to caramelise the onions, and that can take, well, that can take anything up to half an hour. So we'll get those started as soon as we can. So ingredients for the gravy: 2 medium onions or 1 large one, half a litre of beef stock, some flour to thicken the gravy, some beef dripping or lard to fry the onions in, and a pinch of salt if it needs it. First job, peel the onions, chop them in half and then slice them thinly. Right, so I'm going to melt a lump of beef dripping in the pan, and you know, this is my new thing. But if you can't get lard or dripping, you can use vegetable oil or sunflower oil. Not olive oil really, because that's just too posh. This is a peasant dish. That's smoking, that's too hot. Yeah, you actually don't want it this hot because you need to cook the onions slowly, you know, so you don't want it to burn or brown too quickly. Right, I've got a test piece of onion in there, and it's beginning to bubble around the edges, so hopefully we've got the fat at the right temperature now. I'll just pop this in and stir those now and again until they're nice and brown and caramelised. Okay, for the Yorkshire pudding batter, I'm going to do it in this dish, which is 18-19 centimetres, just over 7 inches wide, and 25 centimetres, just under 10 inches long. So hopefully these quantities should work for that. If you're using a bigger or smaller vessel, obviously you might need to adjust them. Anyway, so I've got 125 grams of plain flour, 125 ml of liquid, which is 50% milk and 50% water, and I've got 3 eggs. I will have a pinch of salt. So you want to mix half a teaspoon of salt in with the flour. And then add your eggs and stir them in. Do it one at a time, not all together. And then add some of the milk and water mixture, about half of it. And that's too thick, so just add a bit more to loosen it. And that's probably enough. So there's a little bit left which I'll chuck away. So that's the batter. It's like thick paint, and I think there's going to be too much for this dish as well. But anyway, and don't worry too much about lumps, they'll go away. So just let that rest for about half an hour. So there's well, some caramelisation going on, but we're still probably only about halfway there. But what I'm going to do now is brown off the sausages. So I've got 6 Lincolnshire sausages, and the type of sausage really isn't that important. It's what you like and what you can get. The reason I brown them off, I mean they'll get more browned in the oven, but only the bits that aren't embedded in the Yorkshire pudding batter. So those bits always stay pale and uninteresting and actually off-putting. So that's why I brown them a little bit first. So while that's going on, I'm going to heat the oven to 190 degrees Celsius for a fan oven. That's 210 for a conventional one, which is gas mark 7. And I'm just going to rub a load of dripping on the inside of this dish. If I was using a metal roasting tin, I would actually do this and then pop it on the stove top on a naked flame to get it really hot. But I don't want to do that with a glass thing because I know what will happen. So I'm just going to pop this in the oven for a bit to get nice and hot. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the sausages. Okay, those are getting a nice colour on them. Okay, bangers are looking great, so let's assemble the toad and bake it. So we'll just pour in enough batter to cover the bottom. That's actually just over half of what I made. And now we can artistically arrange the sausages. And you want to make sure you get a brown bit in the batter. And the less cooked bits on the top. Alright, in we go. And I'm going to give that 30 minutes and then check it. Meanwhile, let's finish the gravy. The onions are looking, well, some of them haven't caramelised, some of them are burnt, but I reckon overall we're going to have a great tasting gravy. And we've still got all the juice from the sausages in there, so yum yum. And lots of BCBs as well, burnt crunchy bits. All good stuff. So we'll just add, no we won't. I nearly messed it up there, did you see that? We'll add flour, sift flour in, and get that combined with all the juices and fats. And you can let that cook for a minute or two so it goes brown as well. Alright, now we can add the stock. That's made up from a stock cube. Let's turn it up. I had a comment from somebody a couple of weeks ago who was appalled that I didn't actually spend hours and hours and hours making my own bone broth, as I think he called it. Sometimes I do, but and I usually have chicken stock kicking around. But beef, we very rarely have beef on the bone, so we don't have beef bones. And you know, if I had a decent butcher that I was matey with, he would give me bones for me dog, and I'd cook stock with them. But I don't, and I'm pretty sure top chefs don't make their own stock at home either. However, it is worth it if you can be bothered. But I mean, you know, this channel's aimed at like mere mortals, not culinary deities. So let that cook away and reduce and thicken up and go lovely. Time's up, so, well, I've been looking through the window. This is looking incredible. Whoa! Yeah, there you go. Look at that. It's actually broken through in one corner. But, oh, yeah, I could eat some of that. It's Tasteless Time with Mrs. KeefCooks.
Hey!
You're looking very orange.
I am, yes. Ooh, hi everybody. Oh my lord. Hey, hasn't that risen?
Yes. Arise, Sir Yorkshire.
Cool.
It's the eggs that make it rise, so do not skimp on the eggs. Unless you like Yorkshire biscuits.
Oh, is that onion gravy?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Sausage.
Light and fluffy. What you want?
Yorkshire pudding bouncy castle.
Oh yeah.
You don't actually see this on menus in pubs and that very much, do you?
Somebody does a giant Yorkshire, don't they?
That's why, because everybody does a giant Yorkshire pudding with like a full dinner inside it. And actually, I think that's probably a good way to go, because the way this is put together, yeah, it's doomed to fail because the sausages don't cook properly and the Yorkshire batter underneath them doesn't either.
This is cooked.
Well, yeah, because I took special care. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was toad in the hole, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love it. It's a great classic.
So Kenneth Graham wrote that.
Oh yeah.
Toad in the Willows. The wind in the hole.
Should we say
Got me
goodbye?
dinner now. I can't, I've got my mouth full.
Yeah, I think I've probably got gravy on my face as well. Onion gravy though. Good stuff.
I've done all the stuff, so thanks for watching and see you next time.
That is yummy.